Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. My name is miahtheking, and the man who survived both mustard gas and pepper spray is now a seasoned veteran. Seasoned veteran. Get it? Alright, anyway, today we're taking a look at a game that just released on Steam called Trailofayash, developed by Nowski, I think that's how you pronounce it, and published by Question Mark. And no, that's not the name of the publishing company on the game's Steam store page, it literally just has a question mark there. Great sign of a great game. Anyway, it was released in early access and is selling for $20 American. By the way, just gonna put this out there, but The Witcher 2 is also selling for $20, which means this game is competing with Witcher 2, or rather, putting itself on the same level as Witcher 2. That's what it means when you choose to price your game. You are choosing to compete with other games also selling at that price. Now, in this game, you play as a young man named Ayash, I think. He used to be some great hunter-warrior guy in this tribe, and then his tribe chief betrayed him, and now he's in a labor camp. Now he must escape with any of those willing to join, and he goes off on an adventure. To do what? Not really sure, but ultimately I'm sure it's to kill the ones who bested your tribe's armies. In the beginning, it's kind of just escape so you don't die from exhaustion, and then find safety, so maybe it'll have a more in-depth story plotline later, but in the beginning it's fairly simple. It's well, I struggle to call it an open world game because while it feels open world, what with the exploration and whatnot, it's still kind of linear. Like, you can only go so far off the beaten path. So let's just say it's an action-adventure RPG kind of game. You got stat sheets, items, level trees, healing potions, dialogue options, and the list goes on, so you can kind of figure out what kind of game this is. Now then, as always, let's go into the good and the bad, followed by my final thoughts and overall recommendation. So, what can I really say about this game that's positive? Not much, to be honest. So, today I have to do this video a little bit differently from how I always do these. This game is super early access and was only developed by 2 people. So, it is impressive to say the least. However, they don't really do anything right here, but they also don't do anything wrong here. And I'll give you an example. For instance, they do have voice acting, but they all sound and feel the exact same, all the characters, with barely any differences at all. They do have exploration, but it's all minor and it mainly just wants you to go down its linear path. They do have a unique, engaging combat gameplay mechanic, but it's inaccurate, buggy, and it's just weird on the fingers and it's weird to play. They do have music and sound effects, but they come and go like the wind, in both frequency and quality. So what can I really say about this game? I mean, did they do a single thing great? Not really. Not in my personal opinion. I'm sorry to say it, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I literally can't think of anything that they did really well here. I tried so hard to find something either unique or designed exceptionally well, and I couldn't really find anything. So, today, we're going to do this. Because my channel isn't meant to just destroy or badmouth games, it's meant to help both the developers and the player base. So, today, I'm just going to talk about points. No negatives and no positives, just points, and there could be good and bad in each point. So, the first point is the gameplay mechanic. It does have some good ideas. It's got crafting, gathering, cooking, alchemy, and random resources you can grab as you explore and adventure. But it's a little bit confusing and also kind of needless, especially when your health regenerates so fast out of combat that the healing items aren't nearly as needed as you'd expect. Its camera control is a bit too wide, too vague, if that makes any sense, like everything turns in a wide arc, making traveling around not difficult, but awkward. Its combat is a bit weird. Your character doesn't attach to any enemy unless targeted, so unless you manually target each individual, he'll just swing away at any random air until you target something. Which, if you play like me, normally I only use the target function when I'm facing a unique enemy or a boss. Then you've got the gathering. Gathering plants and stuff is fine, but when you go to gather ore, there's no continuous gather mechanic. You have to keep hitting the button over and over and waiting for the animation to finish over and over with every mineral vein you find. I could keep going, but unfortunately I've got other stuff to talk about. Next is the sound and music quality. The music is forgettable because I don't even remember what it kinda sounds like. In and out and gone from memory. The sound effects, well, they're about 50-50. Half the time they sound appropriate and they show up when necessary. The other half of the time, they don't. Then you've got the tutorial. It's not bad, but it's too little. I need it to teach me a lot more. Now, don't add to what's there. What's there is fine. It doesn't need to be overly complicated, game devs, but I do need more information. Why craft food? How to learn new recipes? Why are my hotbar short keys 6, 7, 8, and 9 instead of 1, 2, 3, and 4? I mean, if I need to use a potion quickly in battle and my right hand is on the mouse and my left hand is over by 1 through 4, why would my quick action buttons for using a potion be on the other side of the keyboard? That doesn't make any sense. Is there a counter? Can I counter attacks? Can I parry attacks? Can I learn new moves? You know, stuff like that. Just teach me more stuff. Then you've got the overall user interface and the stability. Now, the stability is passable for an early access game. You know, it didn't crash or freeze on me, but I was met with frequent frame rate drop issues. As for the user interface, well, isn't it starting to look a bit familiar? Like, maybe looking a lot like Witcher 3 familiar? Now, what I'm going to put on the screen right now is two screens, right? Both are going through the menus at random. Sorry, they're not synced up. And just look at how similar the two are. One of them is from this game, and the other one is obviously from The Witcher 3. Now, this game, it has an animal codex like Witcher, meditation like Witcher, character screen similar to Witcher's. Even the level up experience bar in the top right looks very similar to the one in The Witcher 3. The inventory screen looks a lot like it. I mean, it's like it's the poor man's Witcher 3, except charging the same price as Witcher 2. I mean, look at side by side. See what I mean? Are you seeing these similarities? Please tell me I'm not the only one seeing these similarities. Anyway, so yeah, and that was a little distracting. And then you've got the length and the replayability. As for the replayability, I'm not too sure, but for the length of the game, I can feel that it's going to be pretty long. I'm still guessing, but from what I've been playing and what I've experienced so far, and from my experience with games like this, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a pretty long game to play through. So at least there's that. So that's a good thing. Then you've got the writing. It's okay, I guess, but a lot of it can be summed up as a lack of imagination. The idea of being a part of a tribe in a primal kind of landscape, but with an RPG adventure feel like The Witcher, isn't a bad idea. But, I mean, they even have trolls like in The Witcher. They have golems like in The Witcher. They have the rabid dogs like in Witcher, and I could keep going. I'm sorry to keep bringing up the similarities between these two games, but I feel like I don't have a choice. It's just so obvious. I mean, great inspiration from The Witcher is spotted all over this game, but it's not nearly as well done. Now, granted, it is an early access, but I played for over an hour, and I couldn't find a single thing about this game that stood out to me in a good way. The game doesn't look all that great, except for the lighting at times. That's really well done. But, I mean, yeah, you can see what I'm talking about. In the options menu, it started me off with an awful resolution, along with other settings that didn't make sense, so I had to adjust them, which, luckily, in the options menu, there are tons of settings that you can mess with for your preferences, so that's good. But pretty much everything here is mediocre except for the size. The game is pretty massive for only 2 people, and kudos should be given. And who knows, maybe after a few more years of development in this game, it could turn into something really awesome. But the way Steam is, the way these early access games are, unless you have a kick-ass start, you are doomed to die off, and I'm worried that might happen for these two clearly hardworking devs. The game isn't good in any way, but it isn't bad in any way. Do I think it's worth $20? No, I think they shouldn't have released it yet. I think it's worth $10 right now. They shouldn't have released it yet. They released it too early. You know, get some more voice actors to vary up those voices, improve the stability of your game, smooth out some of the gameplay features to make it more fluid, and then release it. They just released it too soon. It could one day become something cool and unique, but as of this moment, I was bored, annoyed, and not really invested, and overall, after an hour, I was just done. I had seen all I needed to see. But if you can see the potential here, and if you want to support these two devoted and skilled developers, then I encourage you to do so. And yes, I say skilled developers because it's only 2 people, and while this game might not have done anything exceptionally well, they also didn't do anything exceptionally awful. See, the potential is there, and considering that it was just 2 people who worked on this and built this, it is far better than other games that I have seen come out in early access that have these large teams of people working on it. So even though it's not a good game, it is still better than I expected from a 2-person development team. Unlike in other early access games, it actually really looks like these guys are trying really hard and they're doing it alone. But if this just doesn't really look worth it to you, or if you think that it's doomed to die, then yeah, pass on it. But if you would like to support these 2 hardworking devs and you think that one day this could be awesome, then yeah, go ahead, support them. I hate to say it, but I'm just trying to be honest, and this is all just my own personal opinion. So I do apologize to the game devs that I'm so harsh, but I say it as I see it. So yeah, that's all the time I got for this video, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.